I still remember the day I retired. I came home with a smile, a slice of cake in one hand, and my grandkids waiting in the living room with balloons that read, "Happy Retirement." You're sitting at the kitchen table one morning with your coffee and you think, is this it? I've still got gas in the tank. I still want to do something. It was sweet, peaceful, like crossing a finish line you'd been running toward for decades. And the even better news? Yes, you absolutely can. There are ways to earn, stay active, and feel purposeful without putting your benefits in danger. But here's the funny thing no one tells you a few months in. After the backyard projects and all the naps you thought you wanted, there's a moment that's exactly what happened to me. And let me guess, it might be happening to you too. Maybe you're feeling a little stir crazy. What actually happens to your Social Security if you start working again? But when I sat down and looked into it, it's not nearly as frightening as it sounds. You just need to know the basics. Or maybe you're just wondering if picking up a few hours of work a week might help stretch that Social Security check a little further. If you earn more than that, they'll hold back $1 for every $2 you go over. So yes, your monthly check could be smaller for a while if you go over the limit. The Social Security Administration does put a limit on how much you can make before they temporarily reduce your monthly benefit. Or maybe it's not about the money at all, you just miss the rhythm, the people, the sense of being needed. Once you reach your full retirement age, they give it back to you by increasing your monthly benefit. And flexible way to earn money in retirement, one that keeps your benefits right where they are. It's worth having a chat with someone at the IRS helpline or a local tax advisor just to make sure everything stays smooth. Now, I know the word job might make some folks cringe, but hear me out. I'm not talking about rushing back into a 9-to-5 grind. I'm talking about something light, flexible, and maybe even fun. My neighbor Carol, for example, she's 68 and now works a few afternoons a week at the town library. She loves books, loves chatting with the regulars, and it gives her a reason to get dressed and head out. She earns just enough to enjoy a little extra each month, but stays well under the Social Security earnings limit. But for most folks working part-time or picking up small side jobs, it's very manageable. It's not gone forever. It's just delayed a bit, like we talked about earlier. As long as you're under that $22,000 mark or so. The SSA leaves your checks alone. These kinds of jobs usually don't pay enough to bump you over the edge, and that's exactly why they re-safe. You get connection, routine, maybe even some purpose that retirement didn't fill right away. I once met a retired nurse who started working at her community's visitor center just 2 days a week, and she told me, it's not about the money, it's about feeling part of something again. So the goal here is to find a gig that adds to your wallet but doesn't tip you over that threshold. Whatever your reason, you've probably asked yourself the big question, can I still work after retiring without messing up my Social Security or other benefits? That's the beauty of part-time work after retirement. It's not about proving anything. It's about enjoying the time you give. The good news is you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to walk with you through exactly how that works. It's not a trap, it's just a system with rules, and once you know the rules, you can work with them, not against them, and your Social Security checks won't shrink one bit. We're going to look at what really happens to your benefits if you earn extra income, and then I'll show you 4 smart and safe ways to make money in retirement. Not wild ideas, not risky business, just real, doable things that keep your finances steady and your heart full. You won't need a financial advisor to understand this. I promise to keep it simple, honest, and focused on the kind of life you actually live. If this sounds like something you've been thinking about, do me a favor, give this video a like so it reaches other folks like us. Subscribe to Vibrant Elders for more real-life tips on thriving in retirement. And if you've ever tried working after retiring, I'd love to hear how it went. Drop a comment below now. Let's dive in, because before we talk about those 4 safe ways to earn, it's important we understand what actually happens to your Social Security benefits when you decide to go back to work, even part-time. Before we jump into those 4 smart earning options, let us clear up the part that makes a lot of folks nervous. Now, this part scared me too at first. I'd heard things like, if you make too much, they'll take your benefits away, or you'll owe taxes you didn't plan for. Here's the deal. If you've started taking Social Security before what's called your full retirement age, which is somewhere between 66 and 67 for most of us, and you earn income from a job right now in 2025, that limit is about $22,320 a year. But, and this is the part many people miss, you don't lose that money, and if you've already reached full retirement age, good news, you can earn as much as you want. Now, there can be some extra tax considerations if you're re-earning more and collecting benefits at the same time, so don't let the fear of losing benefits keep you from staying active or adding to your income. Now that we've got that cleared up, let us talk about the first truly safe number one, part-time flexible work. One of the simplest ways to keep earning after retirement without upsetting your Social Security benefits is good old-fashioned part-time work. A lot of retirees I know have found joy in small, local jobs that fit around their schedule, not the other way around. And that's the key to keeping your benefits untouched. Think about things like tutoring a few kids after school, helping out at your local church office, pet sitting when your neighbors go on vacation, or working a seasonal job at the garden center or post office. Plus, you get more than money out of it. The best part. You get to say when, where, and how often now. Let us look at another great option, one where you get to be your own boss and still play it safe with your benefits. Number two, self-employment or gig work. Track your hours and earnings. Now, if you're the kind of person who likes a bit more freedom, or maybe you've got a skill you're just not ready to retire from completely, self-employment might be your sweet spot. That could be anything from offering piano lessons at home to driving a few hours a week for Uber, or even selling homemade crafts on Etsy. The best part. You decide how much you work and when. Take my friend Marvin. He was a high school science teacher for over 30 years. After retiring, he started helping a couple of local students prep for college entrance exams. Just a few hours a week, nothing too heavy, but here's the thing, he set his own rates, kept track of what he earned, and still had time to go fishing every Thursday like clockwork. When you're self-employed, the rules about Social Security earnings still apply, but there's a twist. The SSA looks at your net income, not your gross. That means after you subtract your business expenses like gas for deliveries or supplies for your craft business, you might end up with a lower taxable amount than you think. That's a nice little buffer to help you stay under the limit. But and this is important, you've got to be a bit more organized. Keep track of what you make and what you spend. A simple notebook or one of those free tax apps can do the trick. And don't be afraid to ask a tax professional to help you once a year. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind. This kind of work not only helps you earn a little more, it keeps your brain sharp, your routine flexible, and your freedom intact. You're not clocking in for anyone. You're offering value on your terms. Just remember to check in on your total earnings now and then. Keep an eye on that SSA limit and you'll be just fine. Coming up, let's talk about a way to earn that doesn't even count against your benefits at all, money that works for you while you enjoy your retirement. Number three, non-earned income streams that don't affect benefits. Now here's a little secret. Most people don't talk about enough. Not all income is treated the same by Social Security. There's a whole category of money that doesn't count against your benefits at all. It's called non-earned income, and if you've got even a little of it, you're sitting on something powerful. So what exactly counts as non-earned income? Things like rental income, annuities, pension payments, dividends from stocks, or even money you pull from your IR or 401k. Basically, if you're not actively working for it, if the money is coming in because of what you already built, Social Security doesn't touch it. It's not counted in their earnings limit rules. Let me give you an example, Alice. One of my old church friends lost her husband a few years ago. He had wisely bought a small rental property years back, a modest duplex they used to manage together. Now Alice has a local property manager take care of it, and every month she gets a check. That income doesn't count against her Social Security at all. Why? Because it's not from current work, it's her investment paying her back. Or think about someone who saved faithfully into an IRA when they start withdrawing that money in retirement. That also doesn't count as earned income by the SSA. Same goes for dividends off stock investments or interest from a savings account. Now, I'm not saying everyone has a big nest egg just sitting there, but even small moves can help, like renting out a room on Airbnb once in a while. or investing a little in dividend-paying funds. These streams can supplement your income. Without ever putting your Social Security checks at risk, it's a good reminder that sometimes the smartest work is letting your past work keep working for you. Coming up, let's talk about something a bit unexpected, a path that starts with giving your time and might just lead to earning a little something too. Number 4. Volunteer to paid opportunities, soft entry into earning. Sometimes the best way back into earning isn't through a job application, it's through giving your time. Volunteering might not sound like a money-making move at first, but you'd be surprised how often it leads to real, paying opportunities, and even if it doesn't, it fills your days with purpose, which in retirement is just as valuable. Let me tell you about George. He's 72 now, a retired postal worker. After a year of sitting at home, watching daytime TV and counting his steps on the porch, his daughter nudged him into volunteering at the local food bank, just a few mornings a week, stocking shelves and helping folks load bags into their cars. Nothing strenuous at first, it was just a way to stay busy, but after a few months, the director asked him if he'd be interested in a small paid role just organizing deliveries a couple times a week. It wasn't a lot of money, but it gave him that little boost of confidence. And a few extra dollars for the grandkids' birthday gifts. These kinds of stories aren't rare. Churches, museums, libraries, even hospitals often start folks off as volunteers. Then, if a part-time role opens up, guess who's already trained, already reliable, and already loved by the staff? That's right, you. And most of these roles pay modestly well below the Social Security earnings limit, so your benefits stay right where they are. Even better, it's a low-pressure way to re-enter the working world. You're not clocking in with deadlines or corporate stress. You're easing in at your own pace, doing something that matters to you. So if you've ever thought, I'd like to do something again, but I'm not sure what, volunteering might be your first step. Not for the paycheck, but for the connections, and who knows, that open heart might just open a door. Now let's take a breath and talk about what happens if you accidentally go over those earning limits, because life happens. And thankfully, so does forgiveness. Now let's be real for a moment. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Maybe you take a part-time job and the hours creep up, or you sell more baked goods at the local farmer's market than you expected. Suddenly you're wondering, did I just mess up my Social Security? If that thought's crossed your mind, take a deep breath. You're not in trouble, and you definitely haven't lost your benefits forever. Here's what actually happens if you earn more than the Social Security limit before reaching full retirement. Age. Yes, they'll withhold a portion of your monthly check, about $1 for every $2 you go over. But, and this is the part most people miss, that money isn't gone. It's not like a tax you never see again. The SSA is basically holding on to it temporarily. Once you hit your full retirement age, they give it back to you in the form of a higher monthly benefit. That means your checks get a bump to make up for what was withheld earlier. So if you slip over the line a little or even a lot, it's not a permanent penalty. It's just delayed payment now. If you're close to that earnings cap or unsure where you stand, it helps to do a quick check-in once or twice a year. The Social Security website has a free earnings test calculator you can use, and you can always call your local SSA office. They're there to help, not to scare. Another tip, if you're self-employed, keep extra good records. That way, if your income looks higher than it really was because of expenses, you can explain things clearly. Clarity is your friend here. The point is, don't let the fear of going a little over stop you from doing what you love or earning what you deserve. There's room for small missteps, and there's a system in place to make things right. So if you've ever thought, what if I mess this up? Please know it's not the end of the world. Retirement doesn't come with a report card. It comes with learning curves, second chances, and the grace to figure things out as you go. And with that, let's wrap this up with a little encouragement. And a reminder that this chapter of life might just be your most powerful yet. You know, when we talk about retirement, we often treat it like a finish line, like you punch out for the last time, hang up your work clothes, and that's the end of the story. But here's what I've learned: retirement isn't the end. It's just a different kind of beginning. You spent decades showing up, taking care of others, building a life, and now you finally get to decide what that life looks like without a boss telling you where to be at 9 a.m. But that doesn't mean you stop being useful. It doesn't mean you stop wanting purpose or a little extra income to do the things you love. The truth is, you can still work after retiring. And not just to stay busy, but to feel alive, valued, and independent. Whether it's a part-time job at the bookstore downtown, helping your grandkid's friend with math homework, selling your handmade quilts online, or just watching the neighbor's dog while they're on vacation, there are ways to earn that won't touch your social security or rattle your peace of mind. We've talked about how to do it safely. We've gone over the rules. We've looked at real stories of people like you making it work. And hopefully now, it's not complicated. It's just about making choices that fit your life. And if you try something and it doesn't feel right, that's okay too. This stage of life comes with freedom. Freedom to explore, to pause, to pivot. You've earned that. So wherever you are in your retirement journey, don't let fear hold you back. Don't tell yourself you're too old or that it's too late. You're not done, not by a long shot. You still have wisdom to share, energy to give, and maybe even a few dreams left to chase. If this video helped you feel a little more confident about working after retirement, I hope you'll take a second to click that like button. It really helps others find this kind of helpful heart-to-heart content. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Vibrant Elders. We've got more practical advice and inspiring stories coming your way, and I'd truly love to hear from you. Have you gone back to work after retiring? Thinking about it? Drop a comment below. I read everyone. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep your spirit strong, and remember, retirement isn't the end of the road, it's the start of a brand new way forward.